Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 9:30 a.m. on November 7th. I just am back at the desk now. We just did a short live stream 20 minutes ago doing a pre-market analysis, kind of looking at everything. And now we are back to trade the actual market open. So let's get into it. Let's put... There we go. Let's put... Oh, that file's bigger than 2 megabytes. Okay, how about we do this one? Sorry, I'm updating the live stream thumbnail. Cool. All right. So, what's going on? There we go. Sorry, buddy. Just want to make sure this was okay. All right, we're good. I believe you in control. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm still figuring this thing out. This is weird. Looking for a breakdown here. Yeah, it is breaking down. That's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to do. It might come down to this level at 945, 950. Going to scalp. There's news at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to switch over to the 1 second candle and see what I can take here. And wait for it to come back up here. It may reject. It may go back down. My thought is it comes back up here, gets invalidated, and then comes back down. Let's see. First couple minutes are always tough just because there's so much chop that goes on. People finally have the full market flow without all the margin requirements. So people are taking their orders and trying to get in their positions for the day. This is not an A+ setup. I'm going to take one contract and
Order
go short
filled.
with it. Just one. Just one. And we'll put this stop loss up here at 113. We'll put this guy down here at 219. And we'll see which direction we're going. Usually I trade 5 contracts, but with this is just kind of a play that maybe we're going to have a breakdown early and I don't want to miss out. I don't want to put 5 contracts on the table. In fact, I'm going to lock in a little bit of a win there at $11. Just see if it breaks down.
Order filled.
Okay, no big deal. Had it gone down there and I made $200 on one contract, I would have been happy. But just like that right there, it could easily go the other direction. And I didn't want that. So let's switch back to the candles. Come in here. See what we're working with. Yeah, just a lot of noise today, guys. 10 o'clock's really the only news that's going to be coming through. So might be kind of a slow day, chopping between these levels. We are significantly under VWAP. So we may see it pull back to VWAP like a rubber band snaps back. But we might not. We might see further extension down. The past couple days have not been great. You know, we had a little run back rally by the dip, run back rally, and boy, did it give up easily. So now we're even lower and lower. Now we're looking at the 1 hour time frame chart, and we are at a significant level down here of buyers and sellers, and significant directions down and pushing up off of that level. So I'm not sure if we're going to pull down and bounce back up or what we're looking at, especially being a Friday. We might see people just closing their positions and moving on for the weekend because they don't want to have to deal with the stress of it. So that would lead to a sell-off, I believe. But we'll see. We'll react. We'll keep things light and quick, kind of like I did the first time there. This is still looking like a short. It keeps retesting this. I'm going to
order filled
again just because I'm not confident we're done seeing a downward pull. Put it below the 1 second or above the 1 second VWAP. That's kind of the line it would have to break. So risking 61 to maybe make 221, but we'll see. I can move that to break even and get out of it. Put it right there at like 350. Looking for the entries and exits that are pretty swift today.
Order filled.
That's okay. Again, not the perfect entry. Now, this could absolutely go poof right here. but it could shoot up as well. So noise is always a problem, but it's looking like a down push. I might put one on there and just hold it. I'm tempted. Stream. What do you think? All right,
Order
we're
filled.
going one on. We're going to hold it. Put a little risk on here. See what happens. We'll sit in this position for just a little bit. Again, this is one contract, just letting it kind of do its thing. I usually trade 5, and I like to catch swings like that right there. This is a little tester. I don't want to risk a ton of money, actually, just because I'm not sure. This could easily bounce really, really quickly. We'll secure like $10 in profit. Okay. Yeah, there's the breakdown. Anytime it kind of, on the 1 second chart, I like trading the 1 second chart because anytime it comes down here and it continuously hits an area, it's absorbing those buyers and it's failing to get momentum back up. It's showing us that it's going to start to push down more significantly than a trend up. So yeah, just going to ride this little wave down. I'm going to follow it down and lock in as much profit as I can because I'm not sure where it's going to turn around. My speculation is down here around 945, but we could absorb some sellers and quickly continue. And with one contract, I'm just going to scalp as much as I can on a day like today, Friday at 9:36 a.m., news in 24 minutes. Yeah, see what's up. Where's my ticker? My ticker is not there. Banners. There we go. Yeah, a reminder, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just how I am trading and trying to get funded with my Top Step platform. This right now is all play money.
Order
there
filled.
We go. Perfect. Came right down to my target. I have been funded multiple times, probably about $500,000 worth now. These are my risk on accounts. I do trade with my own money, but I don't live stream that just because I like to be more focused when I'm doing that. These futures accounts are more of the entertainment element, if you will, because the risk is on. And if you fail, you lose $50. If you succeed, you could, get funded and potentially make a lot of money taking payouts, which I have in the past. So this is a new account I just started the other day. Look at that, blowing right down there. And I'll show you my stats here. So far, I'm up $1,500, 72% win, 3% profit factor. Started this, on 11/5. So I've had 3 days of trading, 973, 389, and 172 so far today. I have to get to 3,000. I am halfway there through 3 days. And again, just trying to keep my statistics in line with profit factors and everything. So, yep, that is what you are looking at here. Okay, there's the bounce I kind of thought might be coming. And again, I'm picking all that up, guys, off of my 1 hour candlestick charts on levels. These blue horizontal lines are levels where things have bounced and reversed. I have a bunch of them because I add probably 1 to 2 a day on where the most recent reversals were. Like you can see right here, this area was very relevant because it happened here and here. These were marked a while back when it was coming through here, but now they're back in play because we've reversed back down. And I always leave them on there. Some people like to clear them off. I don't, because if this was going up, I would have to check my 1 hour chart to see where the next target of buyers and sellers may be historically. So I end up with a ton of information as I trade a contract. There's trend lines from previous days and stuff. So if I go to the day chart on here, you can see I've been doing this one for quite a while, since August, July. It's a lot of information when you look at it this way, but it's a lot of useful information when you break it down and you use it day by day. So that's what you're looking at if you're wondering why I have all these blue lines on my charts. They're just support and resistance levels, basically. We have broken through there. It may bounce. It may continue to slide down. Let's get back in here now that I'm done showing you guys some of this stuff. Yep. Okay. So the you can see the hammering here. My short position was correct. It took that full slide once it absorbed those buyers, came all the way down to my target, tried to bounce. Now we're below it, and it's looking like another failure here. I mean, it's broken below it, and it's retesting it. This could be another short position. Gonna wait for a little confirmation. I like my entries a little more up here. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I think we're going to have some buyers step in this area, and we have to absorb them without taking a full reversal. Ideally, if you can buy where people put their stop losses, you can have very tight stop losses and find out if you are correct in the market continuing in one trend or the other.
Order
I'm going
filled.
to put one there. I think that's our stop loss right there, guys. And our next target's down here. I'm going to lock in just a little bit of profit just in case it reverses up. There's no need to lose $60 when you can make $5 or $8. Futures trading is all about getting the perfect entries, especially when you're scalping. If you're swing trading, that's a totally different thing. This is 1 second scalping that I do usually, and I've done it very successfully. So I stick with the edge that works for me. If you don't like scalping, this is probably a hard thing for you to watch, and you probably will not continue to tune into this live stream. But if you like scalping, this is potentially something you might enjoy. All right, it's retesting right up here again. This is looking like it might push up a little bit, maybe to this level, and then come back down. Let's see. Looking at my other trading view chart over here, we're just bouncing off a good level, but we are still in the sell cycle. Pretty good. Yeah, we're at a negative 48% delta to the sell side right now with 1.5 million contracts sold compared to 915,000 bought since yesterday morning. So 1.5 million sold compared to 930 yesterday versus 900 bought. Hence the downtrend. We got 10 o'clock news coming up. Only a preliminary sentiment from Michigan. I'm not sure how much that's going to move the market. I'm more afraid of this being a Friday and people just wanting to close their position for the weekends. And momentum is down right now. So we may just see a continuation of that. Or we may see people that were swing trading and taking this down position end up closing their position. And a lot of buyers are in the market now because they're taking their short positions off the table. So, yeah, here we go. Here's some of the bounce that's taking place. It has broken that trend. Now is the time to wait and see what happens. It may go up to VWAP and then come back down. It may just chop for the next 16 minutes until the 10 o'clock news comes out. We will wait and see. Let's see. I'll put here in the chat some of the wins. Chat 9. All right, putting in the chat just so everybody can see it. Some of the $5 to $10 wins. Approximately, plus 180 in the first 15 minutes of trading. Do we have any music going in the chat right now? Or chat? I don't think we do. Let's put on some. Yeah, we'll go with this. This is the boring part, guys. This is the boring part. All right, still looking weak. Continued weakness here, according to my TradingView chart. Let's see if I can get that up for you guys. That's a very helpful thing. If I can share that in the future. Let's see. I want to add a scene. How do I do this? Popular, be right back. Welcome, religion, finance. No, I just TradingView. Back to this. And we'll go back to sharing screen this way. Hey everybody, there's my big face. All right, I'll see. I can't show TradingView, it won't let me. Window. Here we go. TradingView. This is what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you that this trend is down right here. And we have been under it since yesterday. It continues to come down. And we got a fair value gap right down here in the middle of this area that we're looking at. So just watching to see if it continues to push down or not. That's kind of what we're after today. Is will it do that? Will it not? Let me get you back over to the actual thing. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute, guys. I seem to have messed things up. Hang on. Stay with me. Okay. I'll shrink myself down. Sorry, still getting used to this, y'all. All right. Hopefully you guys can see me right now. Check the live stream. Are we live? Yeah, we're back. Okay, that was fun. All right, still looking like a breakdown here. Working with this new software called EVMux. Didn't used to use this before, so just trying to figure it out as I go. And since nobody's here in the live stream currently, figured I could go ahead and just play with it and and it wouldn't bother anybody. All right. Looking like a breakdown still. Not looking so hot. News in 10 minutes. No trades before that. Just because there's not going to be enough strength to push it in one direction or the other, I think. Oh. Got to get a workout in here. I don't know about you guys, but I always have my dumbbells here in the office. And when I'm sitting around bored like this, a lot of times at my treadmill, the standing desk comes up. I'll walk on the treadmill and I'll get my dumbbells over there and I'll just do workouts when you're sitting here for 15 minutes with nothing to do but sit on your hands, wait for an A+ setup to come. So, yep. See what happens. Tell you what, the next 9 minutes, nothing's going to happen. I'm going to take care of something real quick. I will be back. All right. Let's bring this up on the 5-minute chart and candles. Maybe you guys can understand this a little better from that. I know traders like their candles. See, we're just bouncing off this level. Waiting for this news. Overall, not too upset about capturing $180 on a day that has very little movement. Still a win. Just caught this little breakdown because it was showing itself. Whoop, down it comes, or down it went. Let's see if I can show the executions on here. I like, where is that? Charts and data. Show chart executions. Save. Show me them executions. There we go. On the 1 second chart, bring the line back. There we go. Now you can see some of the buys and sells. Try to get the perfect entry up here, and then finally got one right here and rode her all down. I just didn't want to get caught in the push up, so I kept taking the little wins, dragging my stop losses down. Securing the $7 or $8 profit instead of the $100 loss if it pushed all the way up. An ideal entry would have been up here when it was rejecting off of this, and then down here was just the breakdown, but you were already in a winning position had you taken it when it was rejecting off of this level. So that's kind of why I was so afraid of letting this turn into a $100 loss coming back here. The entry was not the best, but it worked out. I still cut the ride down and captured a few dollars in the process. 74-cent commission to make $7.50, $4.50, $47 here when I had 5 contracts rolling. So yeah, there was another 11 in there for 1 contract. So yeah. All right, 5 more minutes, folks. 5 more minutes, and we're gonna see whether this reverses, continues, stalls. find out. I wonder if there was a way to show. I guess I could. Yeah, I guess I could. Let me do that. I'm going to do the share screen, guys. I'm going to set up a little differently. I'm going to share my entire screen with you. Also share system audio. Okay. Add to scene. There we go. Bring this thing bigger for y'all. And now you can see the streaming software along with my ugly mug. Back on the front. Way smaller than that. Y'all don't need to see me. I'm not the important one. The important thing here is this screen. And I say that because I want to bring up this guy. This guy. So now, yeah, okay, cool. Now you can see what I want you to actually see, what I'm seeing. What I'm watching is my trading view chart over here on the 15-minute. I could probably put it down on 15-minute is probably perfect, actually, now that I say that. All right, so we're kind of trending right in between these levels right now and shopping. For 15-minute, that's fine. Retesting a fair value gap, still below the outside low edge of VWAP. 3 minutes to news. This news could be the movement that is everything. 2 minutes now to news, actually. This news could be the entirety of the movement today. So let's see. Let's see. Bring that up and yep, nobody watching. No worries. I'm doing this because I'm already here doing this anyways, so I'm gonna live stream it. I've been doing this for years. Figured I'd start live streaming it for anybody that wants to watch. Some of these live streams end up getting 25 views after I posted them, but I haven't been consistent enough to have anybody tune in yet. So stay with me. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe so that YouTube will notify you when I go live in the mornings. I'm trying to do it every single day that I trade, which is most times 5 days a week. All right, we're in that fair value gap, as you can see over here, and we're touching it right now, and we're rejecting off of it. So this would be a good time to buy and put your stop loss. Short, and put your stop loss right up here, like 25.77, right up here. And that's kind of what's happening. But with news coming out in just a moment, I'm going to wait the 40 seconds. We may blow through that. We may completely reject off of it. We'll find out. Let's see what the sentiment is or says today. The samples for each survey, how they view each monthly survey contains approximately 54 questions. Okay, so prior was 53.6. They're expecting 53.2. Let's see what the number comes in at. There's the noodle. There's the news candle for the volatility, 50.3. Ooh, that's not good. That means we are viewing things unfavorably. I want to take a short, but not on a news candle. I'll take
Order
one on
filled.
one contract short. One contract. That's enough. Lock in a little micro win there in case this candle just bounces, because it certainly may. That is not good news for the market that is currently in a downtrend. To get a survey that says Americans feel worse about the situation and they're pessimistic about it getting
Order filled.
worse. So okay, well, there's a little $17 win. 196.30 on the day. If we get below this level and retest it, boys, I think we're in for a little bit of pain. You can see a 100-point move down here. That one will sting the market a little bit. But if we stay above this level, just be in this chopzilla. Change the music up for the room here because I know it's on a loop. Let's put on what? Try the soft hip hop. See how that does. All right. Are we breaking it? Are we staying above it? It's not looking good, folks. I had to guess this is going to take some time, but eventually get a little bit lower. Rather than try to jump in too early, we're just going to wait this one out in case it decides to go up. All right, so let's dive into some of the numbers here while we wait. Total P&L, $1,600 almost. Profit factor 3. That is a good number to stick to. Trade wins at 75%. Steady climb up. My average wins and average losses. My wins are bigger than my losses. Not by much. I'd like to work on that number, get that higher. Best trade, worst trade. Yeah, not that relevant. I like these stats, the win rates. Sometimes they skew more than others. You can see my trade counts, how many I take as a scalp, my past 3 days of trading. Since I started this trading combine, and all my trades are down here. Way more winners than losers. So it just maths out on a trajectory like this to go up. Yep. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. This is one where the swing traders say, yeah, we're taking a short position, and they just let it ride because, as you can see over here in TradingView, it's just been going down, down, down. And the trend has continued to go down as well. Could do that and just say we're going to take one contract, sell it short, and let it ride. All
Order
right,
filled.
let's do that. You know, let's put a little risk on. I always talk about how this is the risk account. See if we can get a better entry. Honestly, I want to put this at like a break even almost, but there we go. There we go, folks. Starting to get a little downward push. I don't know if this is going to be the breakdown or if this is going to be the move that jumps back up.
Order filled.
So I only have one contract on there. Just not overly confident. Yeah, there it is. I'm not overly confident we're there yet to break this level. It is a significant level. If you look over here, you can see how many times it has come up here and touched it. So we need to have some momentum going through there. Not sure we're there just yet. Still getting weaker though. We've touched it a bunch of times. Each time it gets a little bit weaker. Yeah. All right. We're going to go. I like this downtrend. I like the lower highs and lower lows.
Order filled.
Short. We're going 3 short. I'm going to put some heat on here. I want to capture this breakdown. Come on. Be the break. Be the break. There it is. There's the break. We caught the break, guys. Futures trading is all about the entries or the patience to sit in the positions. Let's see if we can get 400 out of this and call it a day. I got a tight stop loss, or I moved my stop loss right there because sometimes these things snap right back up, and I want to lock this in as much as I can. All right, I like that breakdown. It failed to come back up. I think we're riding this one to 400, boys. Maybe not. We'll see. Nah, don't turn around. Come on. Keep going down. I bet you got more in the tank than that, too.
Order filled.
Tank. Okay. All right. 51,826, 462 on the day. What is that, a 262.50? I'll put that in the chat here for us. Whoop, whoop. We got, let's see here. Hide this, please. 262.50, 262.50 win at what, 10 o'clock? 10:07. Welcome, viewer. Welcome. Trying to live stream more and more often here. I appreciate you stopping in. Working on passing this trading combine. I started 3 days ago. I've been funded several times, but this is just a new series I started because I do this off camera 5 days a week professionally. And I started figuring why not go ahead and put it on, because I'm already doing this. I do YouTube with a different channel called DIY Buildouts. So I figured why not make another channel and just do my trading and share my experience in this as well, because I've been doing this full time for 3 years. And I've gotten into the prop firm stuff more recently because I do options more in my own personal money. And I'm moving into futures. And futures is all about your entries and exits. Whereas options trading, I can do the wheel where it's more time decay, which I can explain more for those that are interested. But it's a totally different thing to trade. All right. So there's the breakdown. Let me bring up TradingView again here. Yeah, we came back down here. Here comes the retest that I've been kind of waiting on. If it doesn't break above this level, okay, there it goes. It's testing it. If it doesn't break that level, we might see a continuation down. But right now, it's looking like it had a little bit of fury to come back up to it. I don't know if I want to do much more than sit this one on the sidelines, because it did have a trend break here. Yeah, this is the 1 second chart, and I've already scalped up to $462 today. Don't want to give a lot back on a day where momentum is not in one direction. It's not an easy trading day. Everything here is just chop. You know, when I was back here and I was taking these trades at 9:30 at market open, you could just sit in the position. You would have given up the bulk of your stuff in the first half hour had you not closed out, which is why I'm scalping today. It's just not a day where I'm confident it's going to go down forever. I think eventually this is going to stall. I think enough people that are taking their short positions, it's going to stall and it's going to have a little bounce back. And you don't want to get pinched in a position that's leveraged like futures contracts are. We're still in that fair value gap. A good entry here. It looks like 25,045. 25,045, like right there. Let's do this. Let's put a limit sell 5 right there. And if we hit that, it's bouncing off the 1 second VWAP. If we hit that and reject, we can capture some more. If we break through that, the next level, 25,081. Actually, I kind of feel like putting my level up there. I usually think that the fair value gaps that you can see here are invalidated. You always play the higher one. You could scalp and potentially get lucky here. You could also get burned. So I'm gonna take some risk off today with the chop as it is. I'll put this up here. 25.76? I guess I pushed it too high. 25.76. We'll put it like 25.74. At that level, I would think it's going to reject. And if not, we can go ahead and take our win for the day. But I think if it hits that, it will come down at least briefly, enough that I can scalp a little bit of a win out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that ride. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. Love to talk with whoever's tuning in here. See what's going on, where you're from. I'm in East Tennessee. I do this every day. And I just started live streaming it, so let's get this done. I need to get my balance to 53,000 to pass the trading combine. I'm at 51.8. You can see here 3.48 profit factor, $1,800 straight up trajectory past 3 days. 973, 389, 462. So should be able to pass this trading combine using this technique pretty soon. Middle of next week, maybe one more big trade today, then maybe a good day on Monday or a good day on Tuesday, and we're done. Then we're funded. And I'm going to continue to do the same thing I'm doing now once I'm funded with it. But I just wanted to take anybody that is wondering how they can actually do something like this, how you can get into futures trading for like $50, basically. I mean, you can jump on Top Step. They give you all the tools you need. And if you fail, you lose $50. You don't lose $2,000 like you do if you actually lost $2,000 in their trading combine. When you do the $50,000 account, you can't have it go below $48,000. And then as the days progress up, like if you make $500 the first day, when you come back the next day, now you can't go below 48,500. It trails at the end of the day. I like that more than Apex because Apex does intraday high. So if you're ever up $500, your trailing loss comes up $500, even if you didn't exit the position. If you're up $500 and then it comes back down to break even and you never exited the position, you were never up $500, Apex takes your trailing drawdown up $500 to your peak account value. I don't like that. Top Step only does it at the end of the day. So what I found with Top Step is you can go in here and to pass your trading combine, you can scalp up $500 pretty quick. And then you have an extra $500 of wiggle room in your trailing drawdown because that doesn't count towards your trailing loss limit until 4 or 5 p.m. the day of trading, once it's locked in. So fun tip if you're ever wondering, can I put a little more risk on? How do I do it? Top Step does allow you to do that because they don't trail your account value in real time. It's at the end of the day. All right, we're pushing up here. I'm wondering if it's going to bounce at this 25.44 area, like right here, or if we're going to blow through that and get up here. We did cross the 1 second VWAP. We are still on the lower band here, this green line, still on the lower band of VWAP on the 5-minute chart. So this could be the rejection right here. My gut tells me we're going to come up here and kind of chop around in this area. There's just not a lot of direction today, and this is not a day that you want to get pinched. I'm actually going to take this trade off the way this market's moving. So, yeah, it's just not moving anywhere significantly. I don't want to get stuck in a move. Yeah, now we got a fair value gap to the buy side showing up down here. not worth giving up the $460 of profit we've locked in today, folks. Just no need. So, no need. Let's see what else. Boom. Trading view. All right, there's the push up. This is kind of where I was thinking right here. If it's gonna push down, this was one area it may, but I just don't see it with that much strength. I wouldn't take the position. I would sit on the sidelines because you got a fair value gap to the upside coming. You got an invalidated fair value gap slightly higher here with the secondary red. I don't see this as the end all be all top for this to reverse down. It might, but I just don't see it with enough strength to trade the position myself. The music stopped. Let's get the music back on. Let's play something different. What do you guys want to hear? Video. I'm probably going to trade for the next 14 minutes here around 10:30. I'll call it quits just because we got so much chop going on here. And this is kind of what I did in the pre-market analysis. I was saying how it was probably going to have some news come out at 10 o'clock that moved it just slightly. And then it was going to be a steady day of chop. Chop days, don't bother trading. I know people that trade 6 times a year and they make millions of dollars. And all they do is trade the major days where everything's going down or it's going straight up. And it's a simple, brilliant strategy. You just sit on the sidelines until you see a pure direction of like, oh, we're going to cut interest rates or inflation numbers are out or we went to war, whatever the thing is that causes the market to go one way or the other. Have money on the sidelines, invest on those days, and just sit back and wait for that market to work in your favor. You don't have to do all these little scalping things. You can just take those 6 trades a year. And that's similar to what I do with my private money. I guess we have the time, so I'll tell you how I trade my option strategies. I will swing trade with my options strategies, meaning I will take a position for 30 days or a week, 7 to 30 days. And I'll do it with the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. And I will basically say, okay, it looks like we're in an uptrend. Right now we're in a downtrend, so I've been doing that. But previously, when we were in this uptrend, I was buying calls so that I had the right to buy stock down here. And then I would wait a week or 2 weeks for it to become way more valuable because now price is up here, and then I would exit the position. And the math is really simple on that. If I spend $1,000 on calls, on call contracts, I will exit the position when I am up 50%. So when I'm up another $500, I will exit the position. If I'm ever down 25%, I will cut it. That is my loss. So it's a 2-to-1 win ratio. I put the order in, and I put the take profit and stop loss in as soon as I put that position in. So I enter the option, I buy the calls, put the 50% in, 50 or 25% loss. And the same here, when the market started stalling, I sat on the sidelines. When it started falling, I was buying puts, and now they've gone up in value. So the positions auto liquidated when they came down here. And I've been on the sidelines for the past couple of days with this extreme chop, waiting for a new trend to appear because it's an invalidated downturn and it's an invalidated upturn. So that's what I do with the options stuff. If you guys want, I can make a series about that. If that's more your trading style, let me know in the comments and I will happily explain that. There's multiple ways to make money in the world of finance, and I've been through just about all of it doing options, and I continue to do options because I think they're easier than futures. If you have the capital in your account, I think they're easier, but that is just me. The margin requirements are not there like they are with futures contracts because the overnight carrying does not change like futures does. I'm allowed to carry a position in my options contracts for a week or 30 days for the same price. I put in $1,000. That is $1,000 maximum that I can lose. With futures contracts, if you put in, one contract during the day, depending on your broker, it might be $146. And then overnight, it's $3,300 to carry it between 5 and 6 p.m. when the futures contracts market is closed, or from Friday at 5 p.m. till Sunday at 6 p.m. You have to put up that maintenance requirement. So say you're trading 5 contracts during the day, you're less than $1,000 in, but overnight for 1 hour, you're looking at $18,000. So you can lose more in futures than you can in your account. You can lose more than you have in your account. So you have to close your position during the day unless you're willing to have the capital requirements for those major fluctuations. And I just like options more from that standpoint. Hence why I'm doing the prop firm stuff now, because it is a little easier to take emotion out of the day trading when it is when it's somebody else's money, I guess. And trading is all emotional control. All emotional control. That's pretty much the biggest part of it. If you take emotion out and you just let math be math, you can win at this. You have to keep your profit factor above like a 2-to-1, and you're good to go. All right, what do we got here? It's still up here in this chop area, like I was saying, but it did invalidate that. It broke it a little bit. The next one's right up here at that 77 mark. Wish I could see more of this. I could probably do this, actually. Squeeze this bad boy over because I don't need that as much. Bring this over. There we go. Now we can see a little bit more. I mean, this is horizontal chop. This is why I took that trade off. It's just all chop. All right. Well, I've been yakking enough. Hopefully you got something out of this. I appreciate you tuning in. $462 on the day. We are $1,174 away from passing the account. $1,800 total in 3 days' time. Planning to pass the account sometime next week, keeping this strategy up. I am not going to continue to sit here and wait for the market to move. I'll take my nearly $500 and move on. $500 a day keeps the day job away. So let's just call it a win, take our money, not give any back, and move on. I don't see any definitive reason to sit here and try to guess. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to end the live stream now, and all the best. Enjoy your day. Take care. Adios.